October 10th is recognized annually across the world as Mental Health Day, and the month is used to foster awareness on the many issues surrounding this psychological condition. Now, mental health is defined as the state of someone who is functioning at a satisfactory level of emotional and behavioral adjustment. The reality is that all persons at some point in their lives, given various factors, have had a mental health disorder. Some are temporary and may be triggered by trauma or social issues, and then there is mental illness. The latter comes with stigma, and many tend to correlate mental health with being crazy.
Whenever I ask anybody, what do you know about mental health? They automatically start to talk about illnesses. Mental health is not necessarily about illnesses, but it's about how we are able to function in our daily lives, at work, at home, how we're able to contribute to society. And some of us are able to do that very well, and some of us are not able to do that very well.
When we look at it, the whole point of today, of worldwide, is to decrease the stigma against mental health, to make people understand that health and mental health go together. How are you feeling? What are you doing? Can you express what is going on? What trauma is happening in your life? What events? Are you breaking up with someone? All of these little things during the day. Did you have breakfast? Why didn't you have breakfast? What are the conditions going on in your house? All of these things impact your mental health and how you do on a day-to-day basis. So when we look at these things, then we see it's not just with adults. The main people that we want to talk to reduce that stigma are the young people, because then we get to change their perception of what mental health is.
On this occasion, the Ministry of Health has partnered with various agencies and groups to create awareness around the issue of suicide, which is included in the theme for the 2019 World Mental Health Day, Mental Health Promotion and Suicide Prevention. It's a discussion that needs to be had at an early stage. Along with the Department of Youth Services, PAHO, and the Mental Health Association, several competitions have been hosted since September 10th, which is recognized as World Suicide Day, to promote best practices when it comes to persons seeking services for mental health issues. Today, following a brief ceremony this afternoon, 4 high schools from Belize and Kaya districts participated in the 9th annual speech competition on this year's theme.
We want to talk about what are triggers for suicide and how do we prevent suicide with these triggers. So that's the gist for today. This is the 9th annual speech contest, so we will have 4 schools participating this year, and they will all have a slightly different take on the topic. The nice thing that we are doing today is we're also wrapping up some of the things that we started during the Suicide Prevention Day. Because it's celebrated on the 10th of September, the Mental Health Association, along with the Ministry of Health, had an event, and we launched 2 contests. We launched an essay contest and we launched a video contest. So today we are announcing the winners for those.
About 10% of the population receive mental health care in Belize. The most common condition that people seek help for is anxiety disorders, then depression and schizophrenia, which is a severe mental disorder that needs a lot of management. So how do you identify someone that is going through a mental health condition?
If you see one of your friends or your relative having a drastic change in behavior, maybe they used to enjoy certain things and then they stop doing it. Or let's say they start to drink alcohol frequently or more than they used to. If you see them withdrawing from other people, not going places. In adolescence, we look for failing grades. We look for erratic emotions. So those things signal a problem. It might not mean that the person have a diagnosis, but it means that there is a problem. And I think we have to catch problems early if we want to prevent serious mental health issues from developing. By nature, we are affected by things that are happening around us. So if we lose somebody important to us and we experience loss, we are temporarily not able to function mentally the way we used to. But for most people, they are going to be able to come back or bounce back, or they're resilient, they're able to come back from where they were. But for some people, because of various issues and that's happening with them, they will not be able to. Those people, we say, develop mental health problems, and if they are not properly taken care of, may develop a mental disorder.
Anybody experiencing suicidal thoughts is asked to go to a mental health clinic located across the country. Treatment is free of cost, no appointment is needed. Emergency care is always available. Duane Moody for News 5.